Ms. Fanning? All right, thank you.
So then if I understand you correctly, what was discussed on that one occasion you met with Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi were the two issues, matters relating to the Medicare 24 contract, that's one.
Yes.
And secondly, the issue regarding your warrant of arrest.
Yes.
And now you confirm those were the only two issues?
Yes.
Now, on the warrant of arrest, is it, you said the Johannesburg case?
Yes.
The only reference you've made to a Johannesburg case is what's set out in paragraph 7.1.
7.1.
Of your statement?
7.1.
7.1. Is it that matter, is it in relation to that matter or a different matter?
Can I please check?
Please do.
Chairperson, just to save time, simply put, my instructions are
I
that
also,
General
even as
Mkhwanazi-
you started speaking, Ms. Fanning here, it's Mr. Matlala who's testifying, and let Mr. Matlala respond to questions. What you just said, I think, is an evidentiary matter to which it is Mr. Matlala who should respond.
Thank you, Chair, and I think perhaps that we need a cautionary note going forward that in trying to assist the Commission, perhaps Ms. van die Heever takes particular note of the risk of testifying from the bar, because then it places me in a very difficult position of not knowing whether to invite her into the witness box. That on the occasion he met with Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi, they discussed two distinct issues. The first related and concerned the Medicare 24 contract, on which he says he is currently facing a criminal charge. The second relates to what he calls the warrant of arrest, and he said for the Johannesburg case, and that's where he left it. So I informed Mr. Matlala that on my reading of his statement, the only Johannesburg case referred to in his statement is what's set out in paragraph 7.1. And I sought to establish from him whether it is that case that he references, or is there another Johannesburg case on the basis of which the warrant was discussed.
Yes, I just checked it now. Is this case on 7.1?
It's the same case?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we just get clarity on when and where the meeting took place?
I'm not sure about the date, but it's in 2025. In, I think, around March, but I'm not sure.
And where?
It was in Durban.
And if I then may just follow up on that, who initiated the meeting?
I asked for the meeting.
Is this the same meeting where General Senona was present?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that the same one?
Yes.
He's already testified as regards the date and time. So I think he said it was in April.
April,
Yes.
okay.
Apartment in the Pearls Umhlanga Hotel. Presumably, I'm just ask for your pardon because I used this word that I don't like, but I didn't do an investigation, but I believe that apartment is that of the General Mkhwanazi. Upon arrival, we sat in the living room area. We had conversations of a general nature. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Matlala and Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi began their discussions on the issues of the payments. I am not privy to all that was discussed as I was moving between the living area and the kitchen. My knowledge, however, in terms of my recollection, is that the General agreed to assist Mr. Matlala to get the purchase orders from head office, and then Lieutenant-General Nkua was the, what you call, the end user of the services of this tender. And he spoke about Lieutenant-General Nkua's rumors that she owning properties beyond her affordability, which might amount to corruption. And he also offered, there I heard that he also offered to hold, it's the first time I heard about the investigation against Matlala, that to offer allegations of attempted murder against Mr. Matlala for Tebogo Tobejani in exchange of information in relation to Lieutenant-General Sibiya in that meeting. Commissioners, in a process there, the general offered me some drinks there. See, there is a lounge there, and then you go out, you go come this side, there's a kitchen, there is some sort of liquor that was placed there. I was drinking. He offered me and I drank. It was after hours. I drank, Mina, because I'm drinking.
Yeah. I want to move to your meeting with Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi, which is at page 30 to 33 of your statement. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
That was the meeting that you had with him at Pearls. At Pearls.
Yes, that's correct.
Was that his apartment or someone else's apartment?
I don't know.
And who arranged that meeting? Was it your good friend Major General Senona, the head of the Hawks in Durban?
It was General Cele.
General Cele arranged that meeting. And when did he arrange that meeting? Where did he arrange that meeting with you? Was it when he saw you in person, or was it done telephonically, or what's up?
Yes, we spoke on the phone, and then he said he will arrange, because the first time that we were supposed to meet him, he didn't come. He said he's going. Mr. Cele told me that he said he has to meet with the Zulu King.
Yeah.
And he made a follow-up meeting, and that's when he told me that yes, it's fine. He said you can come.
And when you met General Mkhwanazi, was General Senona with you?
Yes.
And you say that Senona is an old friend of yours.
Yes, that's a big brother.
Did General Senona accompany you to the meeting, or was General Senona there when you met General Mkhwanazi at Pearls?
Yes, he actually came to fetch me. I was at the hotel next to Beverly Hills at the Oyster Box. He came there to fetch me, and then I remember I was driving a white Polo, a VW Polo.
Yeah.
And then I drove with him, but it's not far from, I think it's less than 100 meters to the Pearls.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, we saw General Mkhwanazi. He was waiting outside in a coupe, C-class coupe. Then we followed him. Then he told the security guy to open the boom gate, and then we entered there by the basement. We parked.
And what was the purpose of your meeting? And why did General Cele arrange this meeting with Mkhwanazi?
Yes. I was complaining to General Cele that I'm not getting purchase orders, and then my payments are being delayed. And then he said, and I told him that the head of this contract is General Nkoa. So I suspect that maybe General Nkoa, there's something that she's not happy with the contract or something. And he said to me, he is not close. He knows General Nkoa, but the person who is very, very close with her is General Mkhwanazi. That's when he arranged that meeting with General Mkhwanazi.
So for you, the purpose of having the meeting was for General Mkhwanazi to use his influence over General Nkoa, whom he was close to, according to Cele, because you were not getting payments. This would have been around 15 April 2025, this year, when you had the meeting. Yeah?
Yes, I have a date, but
No, you've given us a date. It's in your it's in your statement on page 30,
Yes.
paragraph 126.
yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So by then you were experiencing purchase order payment problems.
Not payments only, payments, and also they were not sending any more work, like purchase orders.
Yeah. Okay. Now, And then you said at paragraph 130, Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi provided me with the address of her latest purchase, which was a house in Pretoria East. The message I got was clear. If I wanted my contract to proceed smoothly, I would need to work with her and give her money, or my contract would be terminated. He was indicating that police officers, even generals, could afford these things because they collaborated with service providers like myself.
Yes, that's correct.
So now, this meeting, did it assist you in smoothing things over with General Kowa?
No, it didn't.
What did you make of that?
No, when I left, he said to me that he will try and speak with her. So I left hoping that I'll get a call and then he will tell me that, okay, after resolve this thing, she will continue to give you purchase orders.
Yeah.
What's out, Honorable Chair and members, without having to repeat everything that is written here, what is of an interest on the WhatsApp, if I were to summarize, is what I said earlier. The information that Kat Matlala was giving me about Motsome, Steve Motsome, I still don't know how the name is surname is written, but the pronunciation, it says that Steve Motsome and Shadrack Sibiya, and the property in Sentin somewhere, or properties, and the property in Waterfall Estate, and the property in Centurion, and the Imbalas and everything else. This is information coming from Kat Matlala in the presence of Shadrack Senona, his brother. They are sharing this information to me. After writing this, Senona had never confronted me about it until the lawyer sent me this. And the lawyers, if the honorable members were to check, they are not interested in disputing the content of this. The lawyer's interest is to finding out whether do I have this recording that I say I have. They're interested in the recording. They want to find the recording. I did not respond. In me not responding to them, Shadrack Senona then goes to the Madlanga Commission. He says he was drinking during the meeting. I had invited the Madlanga Commission to go to the same pairs to go and investigate what time did we come in, what time did we leave, what will have got Senona drunk. He was driving a car coming in, for him not to hear what he's talking about. Inspection in loco to be done in that apartment, so you can be able to see how far is this kitchen that Senona said he kept going down, up and down, where he couldn't hear, because I've demonstrated how big the place is, or how small the place is. So what was interesting for me is that when Senona, after writing this thing, he copied the Madlanga Commission, which was a good thing for me. I had not presented to them because we did not discuss it there. I presented to the SC because Kat Matlala spoke about it here. So when the Madlanga Commission became aware of this, they contacted me about this, and they had to lead Senona on his testimony at Madlanga Commission, which include this WhatsApp. When it was time for Senona to read out the names of the people that they were snitching on, him and Kat Matlala, he refused. He was afraid. His lawyer said, you can Google it and go back on the record of Madlanga Commission. His lawyer said,
whether it's one name or both of them, we don't want to mention it, is because of the knowledge that we do have. And perhaps maybe we are just taking additional or extra steps just to make sure that we do not have a situation where certain people's lives are at risk. But with the information that we do have, we can confirm that if we were to mention one of these names, the other would know. I can further elaborate, commissioners. Perhaps maybe I can just come closer to you and I'll be able to.
Ms. Mafisa, just explain this about the other knowing. Just explain the relevance of it.
Yes. So when you have a look at that particular paragraph, what General Mkhwanazi is doing is he's saying that he's going to report. He's going to report to these two individuals, and I think when you look at it from that particular context, that's the most important thing. That I wouldn't say it's it's a reporting to your principal, but essentially the relationship at the link is somewhat of, it would be like reporting to your principal, essentially. So if you,
Maybe let me ask it this way. What's the fear? If that other person does get to know, what's likely to happen? What's that person going to do once they get to know of the mention of the other person? What? I don't get it exactly.
sure. All right, Commissioner. So unfortunately, we do know that this person is quite, I must just watch my own words now, but this person is quite dangerous. And so just the mentioning of this particular person's name could put Major General Senona in quite a tight spot, just in terms of his safety. I think perhaps also we're considering, it's Witness D, whose life was unfortunately taken. So we are just a little bit wary of mentioning this particular individual, exposing him in these proceedings. It truly is a security risk.
And if, for the purposes of General Senona's testimony, all he is doing is to read a WhatsApp text not crafted by him, but a WhatsApp text received from General Mkhwanazi, why should that threaten him? Why should that pose a risk to him?
It would definitely threaten him, Chairperson, because I'm sure the relevant people wouldn't have preferred for him to actually even disclose the screenshot. But because he wants to assist the Commission, he disclosed the screenshot. But just for purposes of his safety, we just thought that those two individuals together, they should not be mentioned. So it was to assist the Commission, but I don't think that we must put Major General Senona's life at risk.
His lawyer said, these people are very dangerous, that Senona cannot read out their names. One of the very dangerous people in this message is General Sibiya. These are words from General Senona with his lawyer, that he cannot read out his name. I'm the author of the WhatsApp. His was only to read the WhatsApp, because he did not write it, I wrote it. But because he knows the content that is the fact, he's afraid to read out the names, because this Motsome is going to know that Senona and Cat, they were snitching on him. Therefore, he might have to deal with him somehow. That was the only reason that made Senona be afraid to read. That took the judge at the Madlanga Commission to overrule and forced him to read the names. So he read the names under duress before the Madlanga Commission. So, honorable members, this is a clear indication that the content of what is discussed at PERS, I put it on the WhatsApp that will be read by Senona, and Senona was afraid to read them. If he didn't know Motsome, if he didn't know how dangerous Sibiya is, what would have made him to be afraid to read this? Because this was the actual fact of what we discussed on the day. So that's what I was giving it to him, that he must not lie before the commission, because that's what the meeting is about. In actual fact, I preface this WhatsApp by saying, if I were to quote, you made arrangement that I meet this guy, Cat, because he's your friend and brother, and he needed my help to speak to General Nhlanhla to place orders on his contract. I don't hide that. It's there, because that was a main thing that he wanted to come to me. And then he volunteered an information about a house in Sentin, where Sibiya collects money using the state vehicle, and that he, Cat, paid over 2 million rand towards Sibiya's purchase of a plot. And he also told me about Sibiya's townhouse. The fact that he's the one who introduced this meeting at the committee, so I go on and say, he invites me to come and make this information available before this committee. And he therefore must not accuse me. That's what I say on the almost another paragraph. I hope you won't blame me for risking his life, because I have to tell the truth about our meeting. I was well aware when they were giving me this information that they were snitching on their crew. And one of their crews, it's Gerald Sibiya and Steve Motsome. They were snitching on them. And that's why he was afraid to read these two names on record before the country watching. Well, he's not the only one. We had even the judge made remarks, being worried because another Shibiri who works under Sibiya was afraid to read another name before the Madlanga Commission. That tells you that there are powerful people out there that have been feared by the top generals in the police. That's why the judge even was concerned about it, that if the generals are afraid, who then is going to protect the citizens? So this is a background behind why I had to write this. It was because I wanted to put on record clear that what Matlala was presenting before you was not the facts. These were the facts. Khumalo, subsequent to this meeting, will show you the affidavit and the member that was sent by Sibiya and the communication between Khumalo and Sibiya after this meeting